been a minute. Let's give it a second to see if anybody hops on live. But for those who are going to be catching this a little bit later, question I want to talk about tonight, or the topic is the attacks in Iran happening right now. Is this the start of World War III? And it's I don't know if we can really answer that question intelligently with the information that we have. Looking at world affairs, looking at local affairs, looking at things that are happening in my personal life, it's a lot that's going on. Yeah, there's a lot that's going on. I think one of the most effective tools that the enemy came up with is hiding their hand. Back before we had integration in America, when it was just, when black people were segregated, we had to live amongst ourselves. It was easy to tell, well, who's the enemy. It was the actual system itself. You can look at the system, live your everyday life, and see, okay, this is what's holding you back. Now they got smart. And it's not just with black people, it's with everything. We really don't know who's ruling the world. We have all these things coming out in the Epstein files, showing us that our politicians and celebrities, they aren't what they seem. Um, but it's like a hidden hand. You really can't tell, well, who is doing this. That's the part that's crazy to me. Now, and I always feel like the obvious answer, it's like they're making it too obvious. Like everybody wants to point their fingers at the small hats. Uh, they want to point their hands at a certain country in the Middle East as being, well, they're the real rulers. They're the cause of all these problems going on. But I think that's too obvious. I feel like they're being made to be the scapegoat. They're playing a role. We really don't see who's ruling the world. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're talking about, are these attacks on Iran the real start of World War III? Yo, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. And I really don't think we can tell that for sure because they lie. We don't have enough information. Each side has a spin doctor. Are you the first person to subscribe? I think you're the first person to tune into the live, so I appreciate it. Now, you have uh, you have people on one side who will say, well, no, Trump is doing this and it's the right thing. It's regime change. And that's what we need in Iran. And then you have another side that says, well, no, Trump is just doing the bidding of Bibi Netanyahu. See, that's why we're attacking Iran. But what I say is this play has been in the works for the longest time. Like they brought up an old tweet of, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it, man. They have an old tweet of Trump saying that Barack Obama was going to bomb Iran, to make himself appear tough. And now Trump's president in his second term, man, look, he's the one that's bombing Iran. So it's like the play has been set. And again, the people who make these decisions, we don't see them. We see the actors that they put in front of us. Because think about it. If I ruled the world, why would I tell you about it? I would just, unless my ego just wanted you to know, hey, I'm ruling the world. Versus, well, I can rule from the shadows. I can put some people out in front of you and let you be mad at them all day while I sit in the background and do whatever it is that I'm doing. So it's a little, it's confusing. It's frustrating. This is how I feel, at least. But I also operate, I don't want to be a pessimist. I can be a bit pessimistic at times. And I think that's something that's been programmed into me. So I'm doing my best to program my way out of that. And you know, that pessimism pops into so many different aspects of my life. Yo, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Uh, like a new object, not an object, but a new project appears, a new obstacle. I tend to think, well, how can this go wrong? And what can I do about it? Versus, well, how can this go right? You know, my father was in the military, and it's like a mindset that he brought into it that he taught me. Like in the army, you're taught uh, hope for the best, but plan for the worst. And you know, that's something that was ingrained in me. But I don't want to be that way any longer. I want to be able to balance that. So while things are going crazy in Iran, while it does seem to be a whole lot of craziness going on in the world, love wins out in the end. Evil can only go for but so long, and then it's like another cycle. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing like the final desperate moves of people who know that their time of leadership, their time of ruling, is coming to an end. And that's why we're seeing all this craziness. And you know, as I feel bad for the people who have to live with the reality that hey, I can go outside and some stuff's going to get bombs. I can see a missile dropping on someplace in my country, in my neighborhood. That's not something that we really worry about in America. You know, we have an ocean on either side of the country, you know, separating us from a lot of these bad things that can happen. And I know in the sense that we've been coddled because of that. We tend to think that we can't get touched. And I feel bad for the people who are living in that reality. Something else that's interesting is that when people find out my father was in the military, he retired, they'll ask, "Well, hey, you never thought about joining the military?" And I did for a hot second. I put serious thought into joining the army. I was going to be in the army band or one of the military bands. But then I thought about it. I was like, man, you know, once you sign those papers, you don't have autonomy over your life. They can send you anywhere. Like right now, we just started bombing Iran, and okay, things could get worse. They can start sending more of our friends and family over there to fight. So yeah, man, it's pretty scary. But actually, no, it's change. Change is just different. Or is it more of the same? Because it seems like it doesn't matter who's president, the national debt is going to go up, and we're going to bomb some people. It doesn't matter who's in there. That's just what happens. And that's the thing that I find frustrating is that we're given the illusion of control. Can y'all still see me? All right. Um, yeah, okay, I'm back. My bad. I had to send a text message. But anyway, I was talking about